Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Raw Impact Africa TV, and this is Nollywood Online Film School, a place where we get different topics in the film industry. Different topics that could help you understand from the point of script development until when the final movie could be watched. So we like create very interesting short courses that could help you as a young filmmaker. So wherever you are, if you have a friend or you have someone who actually wants to learn one or two things in the film industry, quickly tell them to join us in this journey today as we will be talking about something very pertinent and very interesting that could help you as a young filmmaker, as a comedian, as a skit maker, and anything that could help you make it in the ever competitive Nollywood industry. My name is Emmanuel Eyaba, and I am a filmmaker and a media consultant based in Abuja, Nigeria. I've been sharing experiences in the art and science of filmmaking for the past 10 years now. And I've also traveled to a few European countries and African countries too to engage with young people and teach them how to make films, especially how to make films with no budget at all. How to make films with no budget at all. It's very, very important to learn and understand because a lot of people want to make films and they're always thinking before you start, you need to have so much money. But I try to demystify it and break it down on ways you can actually start your first project. So if you're new to this channel, you can actually check the playlist Nollywood Online Film School and learn a few things that could help you. And if you go to Amazon and on Rock, you could also see a couple of films we have been able to shoot. Yeah, it's a consistent and constant evolving thing. You might not really have it all from the onset, but when you have an understanding and you're focused and you know where you're going to, then it's possible for you to actually make it and make a meaning for yourself. All right, so now let us go to the topic for the day: how to become a skit maker. Now, comedy in Nigeria started a very long time ago, right? But people weren't really making good money from, comedy. But the advent of the COVID-19 period actually made a lot of persons to navigate to the social media space, where people really began to see that you don't necessarily need to be in a virtual environment to make money. You can actually be online and you could actually also make money. So there was a need for people to get entertained even in their houses. So people now took to the streets, making a lot of skits. And if you noticed, yeah, Nollywood before now has started a long time ago and has contributed so much to the GDP of our great nation. And Nigeria as a whole, during the era of the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, invested so much in the Nollywood space, where there was an arrangement for capacity building that has to do with training. Then there was an arrangement for production, and also there was an arrangement for distribution. And that was actually what actually helped to escalate the number of cinemas that we had in the country. It might not be enough, but at least it is better than what we had before. So as time now went on, during that time era of the COVID, a lot of attention was now moved into the skit making era, where a lot of skit makers actually really woke up from different parts, with different niches, different ideas and stuff. Before you know it, pam, the space was actually saturated with so many skit makers, who are racking in as much as six figures every month. Whatever business that can give you 6 months, six figures every month, eh? Seven, yeah, okay, yeah, 6, 7 figures every month. It must be a very good business. So today I'll be sharing some little experiences on how to become a good skit maker. A lot of people normally come around and ask me, okay, director, I want to be a good skit maker. Director, I want to be a good skit maker. Director, what do I do? What do I do? So I've actually encompassed all of that into this short video that is going to be we are pretty short, that I'm going to be sharing with you on how to be a good skit maker. So if you're just joining us right now, you could actually just go to the subscription button. It's right down there, and click on it. Then click on it, share it. They also drop me a message, drop me a comment. If you have any question surrounding this program that you want us to take a look at, you can actually also mention it, and we could also deliberate about it. So now, for you wanting to be a skid maker, there are a couple of things you need to first of all understand for you to now become a good skid maker. Now, let me start by letting you know that there are only majorly two platforms now that pay in the whole film ecosystem. Two platforms that pay. It's either you're making for Facebook or you're making for YouTube. So when you understand that these are the two platforms you want to shoot your film, it's now easier for you to understand how to shoot it. Now, you don't need to put so much energy on Instagram, because Instagram is mostly used for visibility, right? But if you really want to make money as a skit maker, where you should concentrate is on Facebook and YouTube. Now, for you to be monetized on YouTube, you need to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hour in a space of 1 year. It's a little bit technical, but I'm not going to be going deep too much into that now. If you want it, you can actually go through this video, and you can also see where I talked about that. That if you want to make money from Facebook, you need to have 60,000 watch hour and at least 10,000 followers. That is for Facebook. And these are the two platforms that when you get any of these benchmarks, they will start paying you. You start making money from them. So be that as it may, when you're now ready, you've now been able to set up your platforms of what you want to do, the first thing you should do as a skit maker is you need to identify a theme. Now, all successful skit makers, if you check them very well, you can see and understand that they have a particular theme that they actually talk about. There's a particular theme that they actually engage with. There's something, you just need to have a theme. That is the only way you can actually be a successful skit maker, by making sure you have a theme. Themes now come from different levels and different understanding. Now, I'm going to give you a simple analysis. There are a couple of skit makers that we know so many. There are so many of them, but if you notice that people like there's a skit maker called Shaggy, there's a skit maker called Macaroni, a skit maker called Sabinus, also called Mr. Funny. There are MC Bakara, Taoma. There are so many of them. You could just use Google and you can see that there are a lot of them. Now, what they've been able to do, first of all, is that they actually have a theme. They have one particular thing they are known for. Your character must be somebody who has something he or she is known for. You cannot just be doing everything. It does not work that way. Look at it very well. If you want to look at the successful skit makers, they have a particular theme they are actually concentrating about. Let me give you a typical example. Somebody like Brother Shaggy, for instance, now, his theme is Agboro. Agboro is a thing. Now, you might want to begin to ask, what is the meaning of Agboro? Agboro also simply means street, motor park people. How do they live their life? What kind of lifestyle do they live? How do they behave? That is all what Brother Shaggy has been able to encompass to now present his own kind of skit. So if you want to be a good skit maker, the first thing you should understand is that you must to identify a theme. Look at MC Lively, for instance. His theme is surrounded by law. You can also call it given circumstance, if you want to put it that way, but there must be a theme. If you look at all of them, Macaroni now wants to show a rich man, a money miserable rich man who spends a lot on women. That is his theme. So for you to be a successful skit maker, you need to first of all understand the theme you are talking about. If you understand the theme you're talking about, it will actually be easy for you to make it and make money as a skit maker. The next one you should understand now is it has to, oh yeah, that you must have a particular character. It's almost like the one we mentioned before. You need to have a particular character that we can identify you with. Today, you are in this particular character. Today, you're a rich man. Tomorrow, you're a poor man. Tomorrow, when you scatter your characterization like that, find that it becomes a little bit difficult. Now, there are instances where you can evolve. Characters do evolve. You know, if you watch very well, you find that some characters evolve. Then some skit makers and comedians too have also been able to diversify as time went on. You could actually start with, okay, someone like MC Makara, for instance. Now he has been able to do a couple of different kind of skits. He has been doing different, he's a comedian, right? But he has been able to do different kind of skits until finally he now found his space where he's still doing his comedy. So you need to first of all identify a theme. They now have a particular character that people can connect with very easily. Whenever you just see Broshagi, you just know that you're going to see an Agboro. Whenever you see Sabinus, just know that you're going to see somebody who is foolish, who will definitely and always enter into problem. So that is his character. So characters help people to identify easily with you, remain focused with you, and to learn to stay with your character and see your character evolve and grow. People want to grow with the character. People want to express themselves with the character. People want to have empathy for the character. People don't just want characters that are just there, just flat like that. No, they want characters they can identify with, characters they can connect with, characters that they can just, before a snap of a finger, they can understand who this character is. So if you really want to be a good skit maker, you should learn to identify a particular character and live with it. Another thing you should understand if you want to be a good skit maker is you need to make it funny. Now, a lot of people think comedy is easy, right? But comedy is actually not easy as we think it is. So if you really want to make it in comedy, you should need to make it funny. And making it funny is different with people. There are some persons who try to be funny by the way they walk. There are some who are expressive with their being funny. There are some who get funny with their facial expression. So you just need to understand the one that works easier for you and live with it and begin to adapt with it. Do not try to be where you're going to struggle. Don't do it because other people are doing it. Everybody's acting this way now. No. Yes, so let me also act that way. No. If you do it that way, you're not going to survive it. So what you should learn to do is identify a character that can easily move with you and learn to make it funny. Another thing we should understand if you want to be a good skit maker is you should shoot in an environment without noise. Now, as a young person who is just coming up, there's everything necessary. You might not have so much money to get very sophisticated sound equipment to see that the sound engineer cuts away environmental noise that wants to enter your picture. So when you don't have that kind of budget, all you now need to do is to make sure you shoot in an enclosed, not enclosed anyway, but in an environment that is quiet, where there's actually not so much noise. You need to do that. If you do that, I'll tell you, you're definitely going to get to where you're going to in the very shortest possible time. Learn to shoot in the daytime for clear picture. Somebody doesn't want to watch your clip and now come and see a blurry, dull pictures everywhere. No, they want to see pictures that are crisp, clear, and shining. So you should learn to shoot outside where you do not need to have light. Everybody might not have the resources to have light to illuminate themselves. But when you shoot with the natural light that God has given to us, sunlight still remains the most natural, best light for filming because it kind of shades the whole environment and gives it that pictures you need. So you should learn to shoot in an enclosed, in an environment that is a little bit quiet, so that people don't get to talk too much and begin to cause distractions. When you're watching it. So, okay, so now also now costume should also define you. Now, what is costume? Costume is the clothes being worn by actors or performers. Now, for you to make it in the skit making industry, you need to have a particular costume that defines you. If you let me go back again to the comedians I mentioned before. You notice that all of them, almost all of them, have a particular costume they use that has been able to distinguish and define them. Macaroni, for instance, now has a maroon abada. He's always wearing it in all his scenes. That is actually his own identity. He has been able to live for them. If you notice, the wife too, she has a particular costume. Now, the more people watch you, particular, they want people watch you as a person consistently. Then the very tendency that you are going to, have followers, and it's the followers that is now being transformed into money. So it doesn't just mean that just the way you did and you expect things to happen, but no, you need to put in some more work. You need to actually put in a whole lot, not just some more, a whole lot of work. So that is where you need to have a costume. There must be costume identity. When somebody sees macaroni and knows macaroni, Shaggy, for instance, does not wear shirt. There's this other guy too, who what's his name? I can forget him. He wears a green shirt always. Sabinos wears a blue shirt. You know. Then there are many of them. I can't begin to mention all of them now. So I don't want to take time to watch all of this. But we found out that they have a particular costume that okay, now Brain Jota now wears a green shirt, and when you see him, like somebody who be like somebody who's gone nuts. So you need to now have a particular costume that will help project and promote you, as in people can identify your platform easier, and that now makes you a potential customer to come their way. Because one thing with social media is if somebody comes to your page and sees something good and nice, you want to come again, you want to share it. But once if the project is not good, nobody want to share it. So try to make captivating, convincing projects so that people can actually want to share it without you naturally begging them to come and share. Then another thing you should understand if you want to go into skit business is you need to use very, very few characters. You hardly can see a skit that has so many characters. Highest you should have characters in a skit that there should not be more than 5. Yes, there should not be more than 5. Once there are more than 5, that will not come from skit. That will not be movie. So try to reduce your characters to the barest minimum. If you could do that, then you can also become a very, very skit maker, because it's a business for the day that is helping everybody to be a little bit comfortable now. So learn to use few characters, and you should also learn to collaborate. Now, collaboration is actually the keyest of them all. If you must make it in this industry, you should learn to collaborate. Collaboration now is simply the opportunity of working with other people who are in your field. And please, if you're going for collaborations, try to go for somebody who knows more than you. Yes, go with someone who knows more than you, so that as you follow the person up, you also picking a few things from here and there. Yeah, so the last but not the least that we'll be looking at is you have to be extremely, extremely consistent. The biggest challenge of mankind, right, is the fact that we are not consistent. Today you're this, or you say this, tomorrow you're that. That does not work. We should try and be prepared for the work ahead. So when consistency is being tampered with, failure is inevitable. You do not have to show any atom of delay, waste time, or you give up. You need to consistently make content. At least if you can make it every day, fine. If you can't make it every day, you can make it twice in a week or thrice in a week, as the case may be. Because once your channel is now monetized, the more content you make, the more money you are going to make. So it is good for us to get an understanding, get to um get to be consistent, Now let me just go through some of the points we mentioned. If you're just joining us, so that you can actually pick them, is identify a theme, know what you want to talk about in your skit, then have a particular character identity. It's very key and very important for you to do. Okay, thank you so much, Zoe Zenita. We appreciate your coming. Zoe Zenita is one of our very good fans. She's always coming around whenever we have yeah, live videos. So thank you, Zoe Zenita. I appreciate it. So identify a theme. This helps people to really come around you and know that this is what you want to do. Have a particular character identity is very important. As a skit maker, you need to have character identity. Then you need to now make it funny. It shouldn't be too serious. I mean, life is already too serious. Nigeria is already in a very serious state. So why should I now add more seriousness into whatever I'm doing? I need to go to where will give me happiness and where will give me joy. So now shoot in an environment without noise. You do not need to shoot an environment and you now go where there's so much noise. As you're shooting, cars are passing, things are happening. That's not what we want. You need to shoot well for people to hear what you're saying, and you don't have so much sophisticated equipment. So what do? Shoot in a place that does not have noise. So we should also learn. We also talk about learning to shoot the daytime for the clear pictures. You don't have money to fund so many big gigantic equipment. So why don't you shoot in the daytime where you now use God is actually the best and biggest gaffer we ever have. God will just bounce HMI for you and you shoot your film to the best of your ability. Costume too should also be defined. You cannot be a skit maker when you don't define your costumes. People must know you from your costumes. People must see you from your costumes. People must recognize you from and by your costume. Right? All right. So we also talked about using few characters. You want to be a good skit maker and you now go and pack a whole community and put in your skit. Your skit will be dry, it will be too watery, you know. So you need to understand that your characters should be very few. Learn to collaborate. Yeah, learn to collaborate. What does your partner have that you do not have? You need to understand and learn it. When you do that, it's very easy and possible for you to become a good skit maker. And the last but not the least is the consistency I talked about. You need to be extremely consistent. That way alone, it is possible for you to be a good skit maker and begin to rack in all the millions all these other guys are racking in. So, people, thank you so much. This has been D and Z TV, and thank you so much. This is Raw Impact Africa TV. We made a mistake there. This is Raw Impact Africa TV, and we are here to give you nothing but the information that will help you develop and build yourself in the film ecosystem. It helps you, it will help you build yourself and understand some things you never knew about the industry. We'll be having a couple of very good testimonies about those who have been watching our videos and they keep coming back for more videos. So I'll be signing out here, but I'm definitely not leaving you. If there's anything you want to talk about, just go to the comment section and drop it there. And guess what? We will definitely handle it for your viewing pleasure. I remain Emmanuel Yaba. Thank you and see you some other time. Bye bye.